So we're here with Shabs, who is the owner of Syncro Gearboxes and Team Syncro Racing, of which we are a sponsor, and it's an Ultra4 racing team, and you're going to give us a walk around the car.
Sure, yeah. So Ultra4 is an American race series, and it's huge over there. It's born out of the Mojave Desert and King of the Hammers, which you might have heard of, and it's come over to Europe. It's been here about 7 or 8 years, and it's starting to gather momentum. And what makes it different from other off-road racing in the UK is it's a combination of everything. So we've got speed, we've got the slow technical sections, there's rocks, there's inclines, there's declines, there's all sorts of stuff, and it's all sort of together in one race. And it's pretty special because you can start with stock class and spend very little, or you can go up to the Ultra4 class and spend as much as you can afford. And I think we're somewhere in the middle with that, with our truck. And yeah, it's pretty cool, and it's really easy to get into. Like when we started, we'd done no racing, we'd never built a truck before, and we just went to the events and asked people and asked questions and researched on the internet, and it's really easy to get into. It's a cool thing, it's a massive thing, and we travel all around Europe. This year there was 4 races. Next year there'll be 5, so there'll be King of Britain, King of Spain, King of France, King of Poland and King of Portugal. And yeah, it's growing each time, and yeah, it's something special. Up front we've got the engine, obviously the power plant, which is a BMW M57 or a TD6, which is out of a Range Rover. That's hooked up to a Defender R380. Pretty much standard, a few little modifications, nothing special. And then we've got a Discovery 1.2 transfer box in the back, which is an ultra spec, which is one of my boxes. Then we've got Discovery 2 axles, front and rear. They've been trussed up, so they're pretty solid, pretty tough, with 300M shafts and fancy dips and all sorts. Big 37-inch tyres, which keep us going. They're not the biggest we can get, but for our class, they're as high as we can go. We've got the giggle pin winch up front, which we've not used so much just yet, but I think we will at King of Poland, which is next month, so that'll be cool. Walking down, it's pretty straightforward. The chassis is a custom chassis. It's an Offender type from Off-Road Armoury, and quite happy with it. It's for our first truck, it's all we need really. Everything else is pretty straightforward and pretty simple. We've got a fuel cell in the rear, which is double skinned to meet regulations for Ultra4. And yeah, it's pretty simple, to be honest with you. Very, very basic car, but simple's hopefully reliable. So inside is super simple as well, and that's how I wanted it. A lot of trucks have got a lot of stuff going on, but I can't concentrate on too many things at the same time, so I wanted it super simple, basic, and hopefully again reliable. So dash wise, we've just got a series of switches, fans, lights, fuel pumps, things like that. Gauge wise, fuel, that's an important one. Temperature gauge, big red stop button when we roll it, which I have done already, and then an ignition button, and that's pretty much it. So it's pretty straightforward. We've got the air filter up inside, hopefully keep it a bit protected. The panic handle for the passenger, optimal steering wheel, which is removable, which isn't there at the minute. The seats are sort of normal race car seats, again pretty straightforward, and a fire extinguisher just in case. We've got our radio up top as well, which that gives us comms between the driver and the passenger, and it also gives us comms back to pits as well, so we can communicate. Okay, so we've got our truck here, then we've got Craig King's, who's Legends class, which is the same class as us. It's the one class from the top. Again, he's only allowed 37-inch tyres, 1 shot per corner. Really nice truck, and that'll be competing next year. To the left of him, we've got Marcus Williams' truck, also a Legends truck, same engine as us, same gearbox, same transfer box. Marcus is a bit of a veteran, he's been doing this a few years, he's just stripped down the whole car and pretty much rebuilt it for next season. Up the back we've got Chris Roberts' Monster, which is pretty cool. and that's running a Rover V8 engine. Auto box, Nissan Patrol axles, same sort of chassis as our truck, but yeah, it's pretty cool and it moves well and it sounds lovely. The opposite end of the scale, we've got Ryan Beresford's truck.
Yeah, we saw this going around the arena yesterday and it looked hilarious because it was just kind of not quite as graceful as the other ones.
But you should see how much fun these guys have. Like,
yeah, I can imagine.
They you know, Ryan says he's got about £1,000 in this truck, and he has so much fun in it for such a small amount of money. It's brilliant. At King of Britain this year, we were broke down in our truck. You know, we were trying to fix it, and it was quite stressful and everything, parked up in the way. And these guys came flying around the corner, laughing their heads off. They were so happy, so stoked with what they were doing, and they were just really enjoying it. And that's what Ultra4 is about. You can go extreme craziness, or you can go sort of super low key and just enjoy yourself. So that's Ryan Beresford. So that's a stock class truck, which means he's limited on pretty much everything, and the modifications are mostly just safety modifications. Yeah,
it looks standard-ish underneath. So
he's got things like the cage, obviously, seats, harnesses. In Ultra4 we have to wear fire suits, we have to wear proper helmets that are dated, we have to have door nets in the doors, and a few other safety things that are all part of it that you don't get in other off-road stuff in the UK and Europe, really, that just make it a little bit more professional but a lot more safe as well. So next to Beresford's we've got Ryan Dunn's, and this truck's awesome. This is a modified class, so it's one up from Ryan's Disco, and they've just got back from King of Portugal, which was last weekend, and they went and they competed in Portugal, and this is, I think it's a Discovery chassis originally. It's got Defender axles. It's just a machine, you know. They just break it and then they fix it, and they break it and they fix it, and they break it and they fix it, and they have so much fun, and it's so capable, and you know, Ryan's such a capable driver. It's really impressive, and there's a mum and dad. Mum's just there. It's a mum and dad team as well.
Okay, that's cool.
Super. You know,
that's really cool.
They've got a lot of fans, I think.
So that is the Ultra4 stand at this year's LRO and Team Syncro Racing in particular that we are a sponsor of. So we'll be following your course throughout the rest of the year. What else?
Next month we've got King of Poland, sort of mid-month. Super excited about that. Really excited. It's a long journey over there. But from the sounds of it, it's going to be a massive event. It's going to be really special. Can't wait. Just can't wait. And then it's next year.
Okay. Well, we'll be following, of course, and keeping you guys updated, and hopefully one day we'll be going along to some of the events as well. So thanks, Jabs, for the
Thank you.